One errant raindrop and you are soaked right through. Showered for dinner indeed, sir.
Mr. Pickles! Oh, and Master Hargraves! Oh, how lovely to have you both back! Oh dear, but you're both wet as eels.
Oh, nothing that a hot dropper of tea and a warm thimble bath won't fix. How nice to see you again, Mrs. Tottenham.
Oh, Master Hargraves! You naughty little mouse! If I was 20 years younger, I'd take you up on that offer. I really would. Oh, I'm sorry to keep you waiting. The new maid is still turning down your room.
Oh, it's no trouble. This must be your busy time of year, after all.
Actually, it's been a bit quieter than usual, allowing me plenty of time to pump excess feces from the upstairs toilets. All right, dear, I'll check you in. Your powers of observation are as keen as ever, Master Hargraves. I don't usually do the check-ins myself. No.
It's so nice to be here for the Fish Fanciers Convention this year, after having been members for so long.
Oh yes, ISFF are my very best customers. It's hard to believe this is the last year I'll be up to my ears in fish food.
Your last year, Mrs. Tottenham, you're not retiring, are you?
What, me? Oh, good Lord, no! Oh no, I'll die in this hotel, God willing. No, they're moving the convention next year to a specialized facility, especially constructed for fish and for those who fancy them.
Oh, what a shame.
Oh, well, time marches on, I suppose. Oh, but look at this fish! What sort is it?
Oh, may I, Master Hargraves? This is an orange-striped cashew fish. It eats only unsalted nuts. If you had any idea how many nuts I've sucked to keep his little belly full. Dozens and dozens of nuts. Days go by, nothing but nuts in my mouth.
Should I have some warm nut sacks sent up to your room?
Oh, no, that's quite all right. I brought my own nut sack.
Well, golly! It's raining harder than a buffalo's dong in mating season. The name is Katie Cannonball Kincaid. They call me the Amelia Earhart of the Amazon. Pleased to make y'all's acquaintance.
Mrs. Tottenham, lady of the hotel. Is this your first year at the convention, dear?
It certainly is. And I got my sights set on top prize.
Mr. Sam Pickles, and if I may present, Master Thomas Hargraves.
Oh, well, tie me up and spit on my titties. That is talking about. Oh, you are that famous detective. They say there's no crime you can't solve, no trap you can't escape. Oh, that's quite a grip you got there. I wouldn't want to meet you in a dark pantry.
Quite. Master Hargraves trained in the ancient art of dance jiu-jitsu high in the mountain villages of Shenshi.
Smells like a cow shit sandwich in here. You cut one, Pickles?
Okay, that's the hotel sewage system backing up. I'll be pumping dumps out of the upstairs bedrooms for weeks.
Well, I smelled worse. I hold the world record for most hours spent sleeping inside a carcass. I never met an animal I didn't want to slit open and take a nap in. Except Dozy. Oh, it's the most beautiful fish I ever laid eyes on. Oh yeah, that's right, Mr. Mouse. Behold, the Crimson Coochie Dong, who does indeed possess both male and female genitalia.
Oh, impressive.
You've got a real chance, dear. Although I'm sure there's another contestant's fish that'll kill with the judges.
Oh, Mr. Mouse's fish, you mean?
Oh no, I was talking about the president of ISFF, the world-famous Professor Peter Owens.
Miss Kincaid,
Are you all right, my dear?
I'm sound as a pound from a junkyard hound. Now, if you excuse me, I have to go help Dozy mate herself. She gets moody if I don't sexually milk her.
You're in room 7, dear. It's top of the stairs.
Thank you, and I'm sure that Mr. Owens' fish now is as impressive as the man himself, and I look forward to meeting him in person.
and I thought sucking nuts was a chore.
Yes.
Smells like poop in here.
James, St. James, it's lovely lovely to have you back. Roads washed out. My poor driver was swept away from the car and drowned to death. Oh, what a lovely shiny pin.
Oh, I think
It sparkles like a fish's belly reflecting the light of a full moon.
this was a gift to Master Hargraves from the Raj of India for solving the case of the Bengali tiger twins. As it turns out, they weren't twins at all, and only one of them was a tiger.
Master Hargraves, I didn't even see you there, which must make you Sam Pickles. I've seen you on the London social circuit, but I've never had the chance to formally introduce myself. James St. James. Oh, that's right, Master Hargraves. I don't know if I'm the richest man in England, but I do suppose I may come close. Mummy and Daddy made their fortune inventing the sequin. Geniuses, both of them.
You're in room 8, dear. I'm still sterilising your bathtub after the previous guest used it to drain his boil seepage. Lovely fellow, but so many boils. A trail of pus followed him wherever he went. He was more slug than man, really. It'll be just a minute.
Thank you. Well, looks like you've got a fish in this year, old boy. Oh, that's right, you heard correct. The Colombian mirrorfish, Master Hargraves. It's the shiniest specimen of the species I've ever seen.
It sparkles like a new bidet, it does.
Yes, it does. That's right. I won last year, and I intend to take the trophy home with me again this year. It's the shiniest thing I own. Hurts to look at it. A good kind of hurt, though. A lovely stinging.
It is a marvelous fish, sir.
Well, thank you. I'm off to my room to run bits of glass through my shinometer. Mrs. Tottenham, does my room have a mirror?
Of course.
Wonderful. Lovely to meet you, chaps. I'll see you at the dinner, eh?
I'm sorry your room is taking so long. The new maid is foreign. So.
Oh, it's no trouble at all. Master Hargraves taught me the virtue of patience many years ago.
Lord Montgomery McHines of Crutchbury Moor. How was your trip, sir?
I have arrived at Hotel Bay the Sea at approximately 4 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. I left my home at 8 a.m. and travelled here via coal-powered locomotive. This is my one bag, and there is a rat in your hotel.
Oh, Master Hargraves is a European house mouse of the genus Mus musculus. He speaks 5 languages and holds 2 bachelor's degrees. And I'm Sam Pickles.
This is highly irregular. Nowhere in the rules does it state a rat can enter the competition.
Well, do the rules state that a mouse cannot enter the competition?
I suppose not. I begrudgingly accept. Logic dictates that this must be your fish. Impressive, but not nearly as impressive as my submission. The Mexican freckled grouper. Latin name, Alejandro Ortiz. Correct, Hargraves. My primary passion is clockworks and watchmaking. My designs can be found on the wrists and in the pockets of London's most distinguished citizens.
Do you think it would be possible to design a watch small enough for Master Hargraves?
Of course it would be possible, but why bother? It seems like you're around to tell him when it's almost cheese o'clock or hole in the wall 30.
Well, that is true.
Right then, Mrs. Tottenham, please excuse us. It'll take approximately 15 minutes for my fish and I to dress for dinner.
So many impressive entries in the competition this year. Choosing a winner will be murder.
Oh, there you are! Mr. Pickles and Master Hargraves have been waiting on you.
Oh, well, the room is ready. I have prepared the kettle and the sliver of soap and also the teacup bath for Mr. Hargraves as requested.
Oh, thank you. We should retire then. It is imperative that Master Hargraves begin to gnaw on something right away, or else his upper teeth will grow straight through his lips.
Oh, Master Hargraves! I'd never fit in a teacup with you! You are wicked! Oh no! Get out, all of you! Okay. I have to finish pushing vats of shit from the kitchen into the sunroom in order to clear some space to make dinner! a window.
Okay, so just let me know if you need anything else.
Oh, what an interesting accent. Where are you from?
Oh, the village by the town, city village. Okay,
Oh, yes, Master Hargraves, your matchbox of suits is right here, sir. I'll begin drawing your bath, then. Yes, sir. Moxie would be the perfect word to describe Miss Kincaid. Interesting, wasn't it, how she nearly dropped her fish at the mention of Professor Peter Owens? Huh. Yes, it's strange that we haven't seen the professor on any of our international travels till now. I wonder if he shall live up to his expectation. Well, sir, your bath is ready. How nice it is to be able to get out of the city. Always so much hustle and bustle, one foul crime after the other. Sometimes it seems as if there are more murderers in London than there are open umbrellas and bowler hats. Wise words indeed, sir. And as Pope Paul VI said, if you want peace, you must work for justice. Oh, and if you want cheese, ask for Jarlsberg. Oh, Master Hargraves, ever cleverer, sir. Well, your suit is laid out here, and I believe we still have an hour before dinner. Oh, as if you have to ask, of course. I would love to listen to you play your harp. Oh, nothing brings me greater joy. Here you are. Claire de Lune! Oh, I remember you playing this the first night I was out of the orphanage. The nuns of St. Bobbitt's had kicked me out for being too curious, asking too many questions about how their strange hats stayed on their heads. You found me in King's Cross Station, a boy of only 6, dancing a one-man limbo with an invisible pole, hoping for a few shillings tossed in a hat. You found me, taught me about the ways of the world, cleaned me up. You've been like a mother and father to me, sir, but of course I have no father, and oh, my poor mother. All I remember of her from before the snakes took her was the song she used to sing as she put me to bed. Good night to you, my special boy. The light has gone, my pride and joy. As soft and fragile as a bird. And I can never remember the rest. Oh, how lucky I've been to have you teach me how to be a man. Sometimes I feel as if I'm the luckiest man alive, sir.
Facing 15 Apache warriors and a wild boar big enough to comfortably sleep 2. But I'd seen Dozy. Dozy was swimming just a few feet away, and nothing was gonna stop me making her mine.
You're a one-woman war on grammar, aren't you, Miss Kincaid?
So I swung that boar. I swung it round my head like a helicopter, and bam! I dropped them engines faster than the knickers on a boomtown horse. No. And I got back in my barrel, and I went over that waterfall with Dozy tucked away in my mouth, right there, just like that. Oh, it's the most beautiful, scaly sweetheart of a fish I ever saw in my goddamn life.
Oh, good evening, everyone.
Hello. Well, those are some dapper duds there, Mr. Mouse.
Why, thank you. I designed them myself. If you'll notice, the cufflinks are fine grains of volcanic sand. Drinks for the guests? Oh, nothing for me, but Master Hargraves will have a little red wine.
Of course.
Such a little bit of red wine.
Scotch for me, no rocks. I like to see right to the bottom of the shiny glass.
I got me a flask of Turkish wolf's blood. It's good for your gonads.
A wee bit of bourbon always greases my wheels.
Here's the ice bucket, Helga. Took me a donkey's fart to find one that hadn't been used as a shit bowl by those brutes from the Curry's Connoisseur Convention last week.
Don't you have any bowl that isn't a shit bowl, Mrs. Toppenham?
Any bowl's a shit bowl if you've taken a shit in it, dear.
I read in the Times last week that you managed to crack the mystery of Prince Garfield's pearl necklace.
Oh, yes. It was very hard at first, but in the end, the answer came over us.
My Aunt Pearl got bit by a moose. Now I tamed that beast and we became close as kin. I rode it from one side of British Columbia to the other, and then I killed it and slept inside it. Me, Katie Kincaid.
Oh, quite right, Master Hargraves. There is a new fish. There's yours.
And mine.
I'm a little dozy.
And mine? Could that be Professor Owen's fish?
If it is, he's really fudged the mustard. It's not even shiny.
In the bloody fields by tumble-down stream, no drop nor dram could ease my dreams. The horrors of war, on no one would I wish, but to soothe my soul, a hero's fish.
Okay, presenting Lieutenant Green, the war pearl.
So you're the one with the ugly fish.
It was the dying wish of my commanding officer, Captain Randwick Nally, that I enter his family's buckle-nosed flounder into this year's competition. I'm here to live up to the pledge that I made as he died in my arms.
Oh, he was killed in battle?
No, crushed by a piano. A German piano.
That story is sad. Almost as sad as your fish is sad.
Professor Peter!
Oh,
Good evening, fools! It is I, your president, your savior, your hero. Feast your eyes on the self-illuminating Tanzanian glimmerfish, worshipped as a god by the savages of the Kiki tribe.
It's like a galaxy of stars. Oh,
Yes, my thoughts precisely, sir.
Yes. How'd you get a fish like that?
I stole it from one of their temples, made it out by the skin of my teeth. Literally, I skinned one of them with my teeth. Didn't I, darling? Darling. Didn't I, darling?
What?
Darling Clara.
Yes.
I skinned one of them with my teeth.
Oh, yes, he did. The local tribes people believe a terrible curse will befall anyone who removes their sacred fish from its rightful place on their altar. They say death and destruction will rain down on anyone who violates their ancient rites. Can't you feel it? Can't you all feel it? I feel it. Peter says that I'm crazy, that I must be mad. You all think that too, don't you? Don't you?
May I present my beautiful young wife, Clara Elizabeth Owens?
Good evening.
My word. It isn't my former student, Sebastian Green. Your skin's cleared up, Green, but it looks like you have wheels where your feet should be.
Oh, Peter, he's a veteran.
yes, the chap's a war hero. Look at all that crowd.
A real hero is someone whose name is whispered fearfully by widowed savages and written in blood and brains on the pages of time. Well then, I think a scotch on the rocks is in order. Well, if I'm the man of the hour, you must be the mouse. Thomas Hargraves, London's finest detective, I presume.
I agree with the rat. Subsection 6, Series 7 of the ISFF bylaws clearly states that no fish of religious significance or sacred import is admissible to competition.
Pish posh! I won't be constrained by the rules of the ISFF any more than I'll be subject to backwater superstitions by a tribe of buck-eating loons, no matter what my wife says. This fish is exactly what my new memoir needs. They said I should stop writing in 6 volumes, but I just keep on living. To me!
Excuse me, just going to warm myself by the curse. Fire, I meant fire. The curse of the glimmerfish is real, and I'll die before I say otherwise.
Clara.
Sebastian? Sebastian, how did this happen?
I was playing dead in a trench and my legs were crushed by a golf cart.
A German golf cart?
No, it was friendly fire. The officers use golf carts to ride from one trench to the other. It keeps things fun. What's important now is that you and I are together again. Not just pen pals.
The letters I wrote.
The letters you wrote me while I grappled with that foul beast that is war were the only things that kept me going.
Not here.
There's a study this way.
I must admit, Miss Kincaid, Dulcie is a tremendous fish. It would be a damn shame not to take the trophy home with me again this year. It's the second shiniest thing I own.
Oh yeah, what's the first?
Mirrors. Portals to another world. Very similar to ours in many ways, except for their strange backward writing. And most people are left-handed.
Jimmy, how well you know Professor Peter Owens?
Seen him from time to time around the Mayfair watering holes. Why? How well do you know him?
Well, of course I heard of him, but I ain't never met him before tonight. I suppose if I wanted to talk to him, private like, I should probably do it tonight before things kick off tomorrow.
Yes, I suppose so. What do you want to talk to him about?
Is that a shiny fork?
What fork?
So, Pickles, you seem like a rational type of man. How'd you end up holding bags for a rat?
Oh no, I'm much more than a servant to Master Hargraves. He's taught me everything I know, from the Romance languages to horseback riding.
A man is defined by his upbringing. My father was a watchmaker also, and he taught me the value of keeping to a routine. As he always used to say, do it the same way, every day. That, me boy, is the only way.
Well, Lord Monte, I assume your routine must accommodate some change after all with the move to the new fishatorium.
The fish of what?
Oh, the fishatorium. Mrs. Tottenham was talking about it as we were checking in. Professor Owens's new fishatorium.
Move? From Hotel by the Sea? Over my dead body. Excuse me.
Yes, we'll talk later, yes?
Owens! Explain yourself.
Well, my father left early. My mother wasn't exactly the most attentive woman, you see. I remember one time whilst bathing...
No! The fishatorium.
I see you've heard. From now on, we'll meet there every year instead of here. Custom-made tanks with 6 types of water. A shining beacon to our finned friends and those who have mastered their collection, i.e. me.
I am one of the most influential members of this organization. And we've always come to Hotel by the Sea, and we always will.
I thought you'd say that. Luckily, I have my insurance.
How did you get that?
You should keep a closer eye on your luggage, Lord Monty.
Give that back to me now,
Some
Owens.
say do unto others, but my motto has always been finders, keepers, losers, weepers. When was the last time you wept, Lord Monty?
Not stop it.
You'll let me continue with my plan, or the truth comes out. Your sodding routine be damned!
I say, I've never seen so many books about bowel movements. Clara, are you cold? Do you want my coat?
No, it's something else. Something more chilling than any draft. Dare I say it? Dare the word escape my lips? Curse! These are curse chills. Chills from a curse. You must think I'm mad.
No, Clara, I've waited so long for this moment. To see you again.
I admit my heart leapt to see you sitting there. But my husband's eternal soul is at stake. What on earth are you doing here?
I'm here, Clara, because I knew you'd be here too. It's okay. Oh, right. Oh, we're perfectly alone. That's fine. Clara, do you remember how we used to sit together under the willow trees at Oxbridge, reading limericks and eating those silly nuts? What were those nuts called again?
Chestnuts, Sebastian!
Oh, God! Yes, oh, yes, chestnuts! Oh, good God! Oh, good God, so funny! Chestnuts! What were we thinking?
In those days, I never thought about being older or having responsibilities. Or husbands. Or cursed fish.
Why did you marry him, Clara? Why couldn't you have waited for me?
Sebastian, you know why. He's Professor Peter Owens. Brilliant academic, unparalleled explorer, celebrated author.
No, he's a golf cart. He's a golf cart, Clara, and you're my legs. He took you from me.
We're not children anymore. Things have changed.
My feelings haven't changed, and I know yours haven't either.
Oh. Ah! It's the cough! Cough booms! I feel it!
Clara, feel this! Ow! This! This beats for you and for you alone. If you don't feel the same way, tell me now.
I must remain faithful to my husband.
Very well. If you'll excuse me, I feel it is I who am truly cursed.
2 curses?
Like figuratively.
Egypt's overrated. Build a cube. Now that's impressive.
Master Hargraves and I spent last summer vacationing in Cairo. While we were there, we worked the case of the moaning mummy. As it turns out, it wasn't a mummy at all, just a cleaning woman who'd been locked in a tomb.
Ah, Clara, there you are, darling.
Yes, just wanted to freshen up before dinner. Another Scotch and rocks, darling.
Oh, wonderful, splendid.
I think it's time for another one myself.
Yeah.
Now, Katie Kincaid. I don't believe we've had the pleasure of meeting in person, though I have read all about your exploits in Adventurers Weekly, of course. Professor Peter Owens, Sabre to the Crown of Siam, Ambassador General First Class.
What?
You remind me of someone.
Well, they say I look like my mama, but she's dead.
I'm sorry to hear that.
She was an explorer too, as was my daddy. Well, they both died. Lama.
Very easily startled creatures. One must always watch oneself around a llama.
Well, a llama is listed as the cause of death, but that's always seemed somewhat suspicious to me, because you see, they weren't alone at the time. A trusted colleague accompanied them on their trip.
Excuse me, darling.
Hey, wait a second.
I just have to check on something in my room. Run along now. Go on, get away. Hello there.
Hola, monsieur.
I hope you don't mind me using you as an escape route. The guests inside are asking such probing questions.
Probing?
Yes. Probing.
Oh, no. No, I don't mind at all. I just need to make sure that nothing here is dirty or filthy.
Defiant.
Oh! You're making it very hard to go back to my wife.
Oh my God, very hard indeed.
I must pillage your temples, ransack your ruins, disrespect your local customs.
Anybody seen a fork?
Breathe a word of this and I'll smash all the mirrors in your room!
You monster!
Ladies and gentlemen, back to the ballroom. I believe it's time for our celebratory toast.
Here, here.
Eh?
Where's that bloody maid? I'm almost out of coal.
How can you eat coal?
It's easy. Chew, chew.
Now, as president of the IFF, as president of the International Society of Fish Fanciers,
Professor Peter Owens made a pass at the hotel maid. They were playing footsie with their entire bodies.
put it in park, Sebastian.
Don't deny it, Owens. I was sitting in the loo, pushing out an epic poem, when I heard your voices distinctly through the vent. Pillaging a temple. Does that ring a bell?
How dare you accuse me of such immorality in front of my beautiful young wife?
Your beautiful young wife has a right to know.
Peter, is this true?
Of course it is.
Of course it is.
I'm all wet.
You, sir, are the most vile creature that I have ever met.
And you're a bloody tea trolley. Clang with the trolley.
Yes! Fine. Like a kamikaze pilot, circling the sky, I'll be alone until the day I die.
Here, dear, let me clean you up.
Really, I'm fine. I'm sure Lieutenant Green was mistaken.
The curse of the glimmerfish!
Yes.
Don't condescend to me.
Okay.
Listen here, dearie. I was young myself once, but I've no qualms about giving you the boot if you've been misbehaving. Now, why don't you go on fixing a new drink for the professor for his toast, huh?
Thank you, Mrs. Tottenham. Well, it isn't a meeting of the International Society of Fish Fanciers without a bit of drama to kick off the proceedings, eh? I'd like to take this moment, as your president, to welcome each and every one of our illustrious finalists to Hotel by the Sea, before we move next year to my magnificent fishatorium.
What a bloody shame. A bloody shame. A bloody shame!
Thomas Hargraves, Katie Kincaid, Lord Monty, James St. James and Lieutenant Green, and myself have all got fine fishing this year. But enough of me carping on. I believe this speech is starting to flounder. No, but let's leave all the rigors of judging till tomorrow. Tonight, we celebrate to the fish.
To the fish!
Oh, I feel fishy.
What the devil?
Fishy! Because of the fish! It's a fish thing we're doing, I get it!
I think he's breathing!
Look at Mr. Mouse go!
No pulse? Are you certain? Professor Peter Owens is dead. Well, I have alerted the local authorities, but the road is washed out. They'll be here as soon as they can.
And until then, we're just supposed to wait around with a murderer in our midst?
Bless my stars, a murderer here in my hotel. I don't know if I can recover.
Lord Monty, what are you doing?
I thought I saw him moving under there. Another one of his practical jokes.
No one must disturb the body until the police arrive. Master Hargraves has begun gathering clues, I see.
Oh, well, unless the murderer is a wheel of cheddar cheese, that won't get us very far.
What?
Arsenic!
This wouldn't be be the first time Master Hargraves' acute sense of smell was able to detect arsenic in the saliva of the deceased.
What was he drinking?
Scotch. Peter always drinks a scotch.
Then some scoundrel must have poisoned the scotch.
But I've been drinking the scotch all night!
How are you feeling?
I have no idea! If I die, bury me in tinfoil.
There has been no murder. This is the work of the curse.
Darling, there ain't such thing as curse now.
The curse of the Tanzanian glimmerfish. The natives say the only way to break it is to eat a wolf's penis. I suppose you would think I was crazy if I told you I had a wolf's penis here in my purse. Well, I do. I do have a wolf's penis in my purse. Guess I'm crazy! Now, who will eat this wolf's penis with me?
We should all stick together, okay? The murderer might try and destroy the evidence if they're alone.
And if he strikes again, what do? We'll all be sitting ducks!
The pronoun he assumes the murderer's a man. Any one of these lassies is screwy enough to off someone.
Master Hargraves is right.
Bring us up to be questioned?
Yes, by the rat.
Well, why not? None of us have anything to hide. All I had to hide was this wolf's penis, and now none will eat it with me.
Where is Lieutenant Green, sir?
Oh, he left after Peter spilled the scotch on him.
An excellent suggestion, sir. You will question the hotel guests and employees while I search for Lieutenant Green. Good luck. Even in times such as these, sir, you may be relied upon for a witty pun. Ever cleverer, sir.
Yes, I suppose everyone had access to the glasses. I can't very well lock the kitchen, can I? What if a guest needs to shit in the sink? And I never served no one drinks. 'Twas Helga the maid what did all the serving.
I ain't never met that Professor Peter Owens before tonight. Nuh-uh, no how. Now, if he recognized me, it's probably because my likeness is a very popular tattoo. There's one of me sleeping in a grizzly bear. They got me sleeping in a pelican pouch. And there's another one of me just looking at a bottlenose dolphin, but you can tell I'm about to sleep on it. Oh, hell, I'm probably on half the asses at Oxbridge University, you know what I'm saying? How'd I know what university he taught at? Everyone does, don't they?
That's right. First place 5 years in a row. How badly do I want the trophy? Well, very, I suppose, but I'd never kill for it. Don't mistake me. There's plenty I'd kill for. Big box of diamonds, a handful of shiny pennies, a particularly sparkling tin can. Or the secret of the shiniest thing in the world, mirrors. Where do they come from? From what are they made? Only the middlemen know, and they're not talking. Trouble at home, if you ask me. Lieutenant Green was right. I saw Owens being quite handsy with the maid.
For 1 year I work here. I like. Oh yeah, Mr. Deadman. Yeah, you know, he tried to kiss me. He is a bad husband to the pretty lady. My documents? Oh, no! Oh yeah, I lost all of them. Yeah, you know, it's like an open window, and the wind it comes in and blows everything around, and then the birds, you know, the birds come in, and they are tweet, 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 we take your papers, birds, and now they are bird maids, so, you know.
I'll admit, we had a heated conversation on the balcony, just 2 men blowing off steam. Well, of course I'm not upset about Owens. Now ISFF stays at Hotel by the Sea, and that bloody fishatorium will never see the light of day.
My husband's body is still warm, and you dare accuse me of flirting with Lieutenant Green? I was reminiscing with a dear old friend. Does Peter have many enemies? Of course. Are many of those enemies gathered here right now? Yes. Will any of them split a wolf's penis with me to break a terrible curse? Apparently not.
What was I going to talk to the professor about? Adventuring, mostly. You know what a jungle is. how big deserts are, what's the deepest ocean, that kind of thing.
If anyone in this competition is to benefit, it would certainly be Katie Kincaid. Her fish is clearly the front runner now. Don't move, Mr. Hargraves! There's a millerman right behind you! I'll get you, you handsome bastard.
I think it was Lord Monty. Yeah, he's been pretty hard up over that fishatorium.
Don't bring up that bloody fishatorium again. It will be a crime to leave Hotel Bay the Sea. I've already memorized the floor plans and the fire exits and the number of ceiling tiles in each room.
I don't trust that new maid. There's something strange about her accent.
Clara! I think it was Clara. Ha ha ha! Trying to surprise me, are you? I'll have your secret, middleman!
Should I have cooked the wolf's penis first? Maybe.
You know, Mrs. Tottenham, she don't want the fish people go away. She said the fish people, they take all the money. And then you know what they do? The fish people, they take the money, the wet money, and they go to the fish bank.
Bloody mouse. I assure you, I most certainly did not.
I've no reason to.
Why the hell would I?
Did not!
Could never!
Would never.
Kill Professor Peter Owens!
And you know, then what happens next is the fish people, they take all their fish money and they say to the bird people, you are our maids now. Glub, glub, glub. Washing my fish pants. Tweet, tweet, tweet. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Glub, glub. Now washing my whole fish house. Tweet, tweet, tweet. Okay, I'm sorry. Glub, glub. Wash the shit out of the upstairs bathrooms. Bird maids. Tweet, tweet. Okay, awesome. Anyway, I did not kill him.
That was exhausted. I need more coal.
Okay, cool it, man. I sent the maid to bring some up from the furnace, so everything's fine.
May I present your lost war poet?
Darling, I mean, Lieutenant Green, wherever have you been?
I was upstairs draining the fluid from my knees. If I don't, the stench becomes unbearable. I understand there's been a shocking turn of events. Professor Peter Owens
Is dead! Much has occurred while you are draining your knees. Master Hargraves, are you ready to summarize your findings?
Of course. I acknowledge that I too am a suspect. I shall join you.
Okay, watch it. Okay,
Sorry.
What do you mean we all had motives?
Oh, quiet! Master Hargraves has noticed something.
Yes, the curse has taken Katie's fish. Or am I crazy?
Oh, no one move! Everyone must be searched!
He's shitting! He's shitting!
Okay, hey, don't shit on my carpet! Or at least find a corner, you know?
I'm looking for the fish. You can't find a fish if you don't move.
Master Hargraves will search everyone's persons, pockets and body cavities in turn. If there is a clue to be found, Master Hargraves shall find it.
Oh, we're starting.
Oh, good lord! Oh, rather cheeky, aren't you, Master Hargraves? That is far too familiar, sir.
Oh, nothing but unpaid bills and a few dried turds.
With that, the only thing my epic war poem is guilty of is telling the terrible truth about battle.
Should we be washing the mouse in between searches? See, nothing unusual. Just some four-leaf clovers, a handkerchief, and a pig's vagina.
A pork pussy? What's that for?
Where do you keep your wolf's penises?
Okay, fair enough.
Katie Kincaid next. Please. Oh, a pistol?
Yep, wouldn't be caught dead without it.
Oh.
God,
The Bowie knife?
It's good for gutting.
And what is this? A copy of Professor Peter Owen's best-selling Christmas album. Gold, frankincense, and mead. The greatest gift of all. Somewhat defaced.
Now that's the most damning piece of evidence we've encountered all evening.
I hate to cast aspersions, but aspersions! Aspersions!
Alright, enough. I ain't never met that professor before tonight, but that didn't stop him from ruining my life. Professor Peter Owens was the trusted colleague who accompanied my parents on their trek across the Andes in search of the lost city of Maki Maki. It was Owens who suggested they stop for a little souvenir photograph. It was Owens who posed him next to an easily startled llama. And it was Owens who suggested they back up just a little closer to the cliff's edge. Now that camera flashed, that llama kicked, and little Katie Shineholtz had the worst Hanukkah ever that year. Now I changed my name, and I dedicated my life to tracking Owens down. I planned to confront him, but I never wanted to kill him.
Well, now I don't know what to think, or if I'm even thinking.
We will get to Miss Kincaid's allegations later, but we must continue the search. Some rusted springs, a bit of oil, and what's this?
What gave me that?
Oh, Lord Monty, I must insist you return that paper to Master.
No, it's none of your business.
Lord Monty, you're only increasing your suspicion.
Oh, damn it, Pickles! If you want to arrest me, go ahead. I bloody well dare you.
Well, now I think Lord Monty's the guilty one.
We will get to this later, but we must continue the search.
What? A dead fish in my pocket? Oh, yucky! Oh!
You killed Dozy. You won the trophy. So first you killed Owens and then you killed Dozy.
The fish proves it.
I didn't. Oh, you little bastard. Oh, I'm gonna string you up dick first. I'm gonna string you up like a human helmet. Oh, I will sleep in you so hard.
I did not! I did never! It must have been the middleman! Look, above the mantle, pointing at me! I'll get you, middleman, you handsome bastard!
Oh, well, wonderful. Now, on top of the cause, we've got 7 years bad luck. No penis in the world can cure that.
Okay. He needs smelling salts. They're in the pantry.
I'll go get them.
Thank you.
Let someone wake him up so he can feel it when I turn him into a California king.
Now, Miss Kincaid, we can't be certain that James put that fish there. It may have been planted.
Yeah, well, if it wasn't him, then who was it?
Okay, wakey, Mr. St. James. Oh, what is taking that poet so long with the smelling salts? He's probably got himself a flat tire.
Oh, Great Sparkle, baby, is that you?
Oh, he's coming too.
Oh, did we make it to the shiny place by the moon? Great Sparkle, baby, is that you?
James, you're alive.
She's dead! It's the maid. She's been murdered! To the kitchen.
Oh, God.
Oh, God! Well, how'd she die? Was it arsenic?
Oh, there's no pulse.
I can't afford to hire a new maid.
That's the stuff.
This is part of the curse. They say all will fall until the fish returns or each of us has eaten a wolf's penis. I know earlier I said one was enough, but hey, we all make mistakes. Is it crazy that I bought additional wolf penises for all of you? Well, look me away. I guess I'm crazy.
Well, who did it? We were all in the ballroom together, weren't we?
Except for Lieutenant Green. He went to get the smelling salt after you knocked yourself out like an idiot.
Sebastian would never harm a living soul.
He was at war. He's a great killer.
Master Hargraves is working.
He's in
inspecting the maid's fingers.
Well, of course they're dirty. She's a maid.
No, I see what you mean, Master Hargraves. They're utterly filthy. Who would want to kill the maid?
Me?
She was, with your husband.
No one was ahamming with anyone. You can go ahem yourself.
Oh, you heard Master Hargraves. Everyone back into the ballroom.
Yeah, fine, let's trust the mouse. That's it.
Oh my God! Oh God! Okay,
I could have covered up one guest dying, like said he had a heart attack, or just written a nice piece, you know, in the paper. Just something nice, not too flowery. Just said something nice about him. But 2 people murdered in one night? Oh no!
High and low, the cupboard was bare. I couldn't find smelling salts anywhere. Just
We got ourselves another murder.
Another?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and you were the only one out of the room when it happened.
What are you implying, sir?
The maid's murder was not an active man, it was a cause. Last chance for wolf penises, all aboard!
Oh no. That's the upstairs loo backing up again right on schedule. If I don't plunge it out with my bare hands, there'll be human waste dribbling from the light fixtures in no time. Be just a minute, loves.
Sebastian, with this curse afoot, I worry for your life.
No, Clara, I promise I will never leave your side again. Do me one favor, please. Please, stop talking about wolf's penises.
Are you sure, sir? Everyone, Master Hargraves has an announcement.
What do you mean you know who did it?
You know who killed Peter?
Or the maid?
Or both?
Well, what about Dozy?
Bless my stars! You'll never guess what's happened. How did you know the maid's body would be missing?
Missing!
That's it! The Meadowmen have made their move! They've taken her to Meadow Town, which is just like regular town, only backwards.
Okay.
Everyone, be quiet. What?
Look at him go. He's right up there, in the wall.
He's in the wall.
What's he doing?
He's locking all the windows and doors.
But what is he doing that for?
So that the murderer cannot escape. This has proven to be a most intriguing case. Each of you had a motive worthy of murder.
Bloody hell. This has all the trappings of a denouement.
Katie Kincaid could have been avenging her parents' death by llama.
Pshaw!
James St. James could have been ensuring his victory in this year's competition. Lord Monty preventing the competition from moving to the new Fishatorium. Clara could have been paving the way for her romance with Lieutenant Green.
What? How dare you accuse Clara in such a way?
What do you mean he's been hiding something?
What are you doing? Oh, get off me.
You can walk? What?
May I present to you your missing maid.
And the maid
Are the same person?
Detective Hargraves, how did you know?
Oh, of course! The filthy muck on the maid's fingers. Grime from Lieutenant Green's wheelchair wheels.
But she didn't have a pulse, you said that!
Well, every soldier knows how to play dead. It's the first thing they teach you in basic training.
Really? Is it? The first thing?
But why, Sebastian? Why deceive us all?
For love. The truth is, I love you, Clara, just as much as I despise your philandering former husband. It was my intention to seduce the professor in front of everyone so that Clara could finally see what a morally corrupt womanizer her husband really was.
Okay. You've been working here for a year.
It's a small price to pay for love.
I've been giving you English lessons every morning for 3 hours.
Clara, I do hope that you'll forgive the deception, but you must understand I'm no murderer.
Of course I can forgive you. It was all the curse's doing.
I gave you my kidney.
Lieutenant Green didn't kill the professor, but he's not the only one with something to hide.
Well, stuff and nonsense. I demand that vermin unlock the doors immediately.
Of course! The paper Lord Monty tore up! I'd almost forgotten all about it.
Well, that cross-dressing fancy boy in the fake wheelchair, he killed Owens, and my personal papers are none of your business. Unlock those doors, rat! I can still make the midnight train to Glasgow.
He's leaving!
Leaving!
On that midnight train to Glasgow.
Midnight train!
Woo-hoo! Woo-hoo! And he's going back to find a similar place.
Aha! So, he was a pip this whole time.
No, not a pip.
Okay.
May I present to you
The letter? But Lord Monty ripped it up!
Master Hargraves collected the pieces and pasted them back together using his tiny paws. An easy task for such a nimble mouse.
I don't understand.
What? It's all dirty gears and springs in here.
A coal-powered automaton?
Yes, Lord Monty wasn't concealing a letter. He was concealing his inhumanity. This is the service warranty for a Marlowe Clockworks deluxe model, coal-powered mechanical man.
Oh, that explains all the coal.
No, it doesn't! Oh, wait, yes, it does.
So this mechanical monster killed Peter Owens, huh?
Oh, Katie, no! He's no monster. Rather an elegantly designed piece of engineering. A wonderful piece of clockwork. And like all bits of clockwork, any deviation from his regular routine would have caused a critical malfunction.
That's why he was so upset about moving to Peter's Fishatorium. And then Peter must have discovered his secret and been blackmailing him to keep him quiet.
Yes, but is he dead?
No, I think our brief slip into a musical number must have overworked his internal apparatus. Any skilled mechanic will have him back on his feet in no time.
So, man was a robot. Fine. But what I want to know is who killed my damn fish. Jimmy, I'm looking at you.
No.
Dozy was no red herring. She was a crimson coochie dog and my best friend.
Oh no, Katie. Master Hargraves means the other kind of red herring. It's detective lingo. For a misleading clue purposely placed by the murderer in order to dispel attention elsewhere. Which means the real killer must be...
Me? Kill Professor Peter Owens?
But why?
To ensure the convention didn't leave her hotel. A move that would have bankrupted her.
Nonsense. I've enjoyed having the convention here, but I couldn't give two shits if they take their business elsewhere. I really couldn't. No.
When Master Hargraves and I were checking in, you said that it was unusually slow this time of year. Unpaid bills in your pockets. You're short-staffed.
What?
Arsenic Owen's died of arsenic, right?
Yes, he did. And I was the one serving the drinks.
But I've been drinking the scotch all night. Why am I not dead? I'm not dead, am I?
The ice!
Peter always drinks a scotch on the rocks.
If we're having more scotch, I'll have my neat.
I'm not the maid. Mrs. Tottenham knew that. She poisoned the ice.
All right, it's true. I killed Professor Peter Owens. The money I make from the convention keeps me in the black for the rest of the year. Without ISFF, I'd be out of business and out on me arse.
This is my hotel. I've made sacrifices to be here.
I won't be tossed out on the street like some shit-stained sheet set.
This is the only home I've ever known.
So you killed Dozy. You put her in James' pocket to frame her.
You were all so distracted when the poet and Owens were having their little slap fight. I was able to slip your damn fish right into his shiny pocket.
Oh, you little witch. I'm gonna tie you up and use those tits for toe warmers.
Oh, but
Get over
Everyone be calm, Mrs. Tottenham. There's no reason to be hysterical.
Stay back! Oh! Damn you, Hargraves!
You'll eat cheese in hell tonight!
He's losing so much blood, we need something to block up the wound. How about this? That's perfect.
Well, not so crazy now, am I?
This wolf paint saved my life.
This is the French inspector. Open up the door.
You can't turn me in!
I must, Mrs. Tottenham. Justice must be served.
No, you don't understand, Sammy! How could you do that to your own? Oh, but you don't remember. Oh, good night to you, my special boy. The light has gone, my pride and joy. As soft and fragile as a bird, as sweetly fragrant as a
It can't be.
It's true, Sam Pickles. I am your mother.
Mother, but Master Hargraves told me you'd been eaten by a snake.
35 years ago, I left you on the steps of St. Bobbitt's, hoping the nuns could provide the love and care for you. I couldn't. I just opened up a hotel. I couldn't take care of a wee baby. No. Mother, it's true, Sammy. My little boy.
Hello, Zuta Lore. I have creamy desserts and fashionable berets for everyone.
You can't turn me in, Sammy. Your own ma'am left to rot in jail for the last years of her life.
Madam, you relinquished any right to call me son the day you left me for dead on the steps of St. Bobbitt's. Master Hargraves is my mother now, and my father, and a mouse who travels the world solving mysteries.
Sacre bleu! What is going on here? What? So you? And then, no! I don't believe it! What? Mon Dieu! No! What? No! No! Master Hargraves, this is the most zany story I've ever heard in my life! Monsieur Pickles, can you verify all this?
Yes.
Well then, Master Hargraves, it seems you've done it again! London's finest detective!
I'm so glad you're not really a cripple, darling.
And I'm going to keep dressing as a woman.
What?
I'm going to buy this hotel.
Oh, fuck me.
Yes. And turn it into a nature preserve for merrowmen. So maybe one day I can finally coax them out of the dark and mysterious world of the mirror.
Cleverer, sir. Cleverer.
Okay, I just got one question. Why is the local police inspector French?
Because you've been in France this entire time! What?